Good morning, everybody. I'm live. I'm live at 8:20 a.m. and I am recording this very special self-love Sunday pre-recorded live stream for you because I am speaking at Unity Church in North Kitsap today. So being that I am driving to speak in front of the congregation there, I'm not able to go live at 9 a.m. So today I am broadcasting a pre-recorded message at 8:20 a.m. So just a little bit earlier than we usually start. And I just wanted to say hello to everyone who's joining us today. I'm Kellie J. I am the voice of Internal Narcissies. I'm the author of Internal Journeys, a Spiritual Transformation. And I am coming to you pre-recorded, but this is our live stream that goes live every Sunday at 9 a.m. And luckily they had a button for me to help out. So I feel very blessed. I want to say good morning. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to Kimberly and Ariel. Good morning to Israel and Zana. Good morning to Timothy. Good morning to Hiderno, possibly Mantha, and good morning to Amber, who's here sometimes. Good morning to anyone else who's signing in this morning to share time and space with us. You are such a huge part of Self-Love Sunday and my journey and my life. All of the students that I've worked with, all of the readers of the book, all of the people who come together to create this container of oneness. We're growing our self-love community, and every week I am so thrilled. I am filled. My coffers are filled every Sunday. In the middle of the show, or usually right at the beginning, it's always a sign of exactly why I show up each week. Sometimes showing up each week for ourselves is hard. And especially when there's so many things to do in a human life, to be able to create a safe fortress, a place to rest, and be able to provide, Maslow's hierarchy, to be able to create what we need to feel safe, to feel fed, to be housed, to feel warm. It's an interesting job being a human being on planet Earth. More importantly, it's an interesting job being a spiritual being, having a human experience on planet Earth. What I'd like to share this morning on is about self-love mastery. And it's so important. And it's the gifts that were given to me that I led myself through with the help of my aunt and with the help of guides. The 3-part series that turned into a supermental transformation to help me live above the mind. It was a journey that I was seeking my entire life. I know, because I'd been thinking about thought for so long and reading about thought for so long. And eventually, slowly, I would get little cues and ways to break open the way that I would think in my journey. And eventually I was able to ask myself the one question that changed my whole life. And that was, what was the only constant in all my relationships? And the mirror forever fanned back me. This was the day that my true veil first dropped, and the one I'd been seeking my whole life. I was 43 years old. So if you're on the path and you are starting younger, congratulations. The tools that you'll have and earn will last you a lifetime and will afford you way better decisions than I was able to make earlier in my life. And for those that found it later, we get to do the same thing. We get to have the second part of our life be the best part of our life. And that is something I always knew. So I'm really excited to talk about self-love mastery in the idea of its 3 placements. I am going to talk about self-love, self-awareness, and self-love mastery. Self-love, the first 90-day transformation, is where we deconstruct fear to open up and find our true relationship with ourselves and how we connect to God as we perceive. And in the second 90-day transformation, we work on deconstructing love. We deconstruct our expectations with familial relationships and people that are close to us. And we deconstruct our inner dictionary of self. We learn to witness ourselves, right? We learn to see ourselves seeing ourselves, double consciousness. And we learn to really learn how and what it feels like to love without attachment. It is a blessing and it is a gift. And that is the second transformation. So after we've deconstructed fear and we've deconstructed love, we bounce into when ready, the third 90-day transformation, which is all about self-worth. We learn how to claim and seat the sound and the crown and the jewels of self-worth. We no longer look for our self-worth in others, places, or things. We have created that with our connection to God and Creator, and we know that our self-worth truly resides in the fact that we are a human being that we're breathing, that we're beautiful as we are, in the journey as we are. We're not judging anything in our journey. We're learning a way to work deeper in our spiritual connectedness to oneness through each happening in our life. Some of these things are harder to accept as joys, as lessons early on in the path. But later in the path, we learn to see how we can work deeper and closer to the feeling of oneness through the placement that we've chosen and the one that we've created in this lifetime. We can co-create our life. And once we can live above the mind, it becomes easier. But each day is a new day. Each day is a new day to practice what we've learned, to keep what we want, to keep shedding with love the things that we don't, and to really know that all we ever have is the day we're in. All we have is now. So if we live now, really, then we can be present. To be present in real time, conscious and making decisions for our highest good and not our lowest nature is a gift that took time and patience and practice, but I'm practicing it, as are many of you, and so will the journey continue to moat on, because it is and forever shall be part of a master path that is a rotating equilibrium on planet Earth. The joy of self-love mastery is a joy unlike any other. It is a different dance, and it's a different picture, and it's a different energy sequence than the ones we've lived in prior. So sometimes it can feel very weird to shake it off. But if these are things that you seek, then there are people out there who can assist. There are many practices, there are many ways, and it all leads to that one true path. And that is that our words, our internal dictionary of self, and our words create the energy that vibrates within our matter and creates and connects outward. We create through our thoughts and through the energy that we are running around in or meditating within. And that is how we move on planet Earth. Sometimes we take our places we shouldn't go. And sometimes we take places that we're supposed to go and we don't know to stay. There's so many places to travel and be on planet Earth. And that's why each day should be fun, that we should really love ourselves as Jesus taught us to. If we love others like we love ourselves, right? The golden rule, we learned that it's really just a mirror to flip. And the mirror is that we can only treat others as we treat ourselves. Self-love mastery is the gift of learning to love ourselves so completely that we can love others completely, to forgive ourselves so innately that we don't find a reason to forgive at all. We just love. Doesn't that feel good? That there's no reason to forgive on the highest level of a journey because we love. Love is forgiveness. It's that other flip of the mirror. We learn to practice noticing. We learn to practice being noticing. We learn to practice not needing while we're noticing. And then we practice oneness. We learn to be love. It's interesting. Think about it. I'm Kellie J. I'm the voice of internal narcissists. I'm living and growing out loud, a spiritual transformation, a master path of enlightenment to show others what it looks like when we start to change our energy frequency, what it can feel like. And if they want to try some on, try it on. If you want to give it back, give it back. I like to tell my clients and my students that keep what resonates and leave the rest for others. One day you'll find out what doesn't resonate now might resonate later. It's been true for me. I hope that you have a beautiful Sunday. I pray that you realize and know that you're supported, you are loved, that all you have to do is ask for help. Asking ye shall receive, right? And you'll have the support you need. Truth and beauty are only a flip of the switch away. When we're caught for a second in doubt or agitation, It's a flashlight from time to remember that this is where I can grow. This is where I can open up. This is where I can learn to be love. I can sit down with myself. I cannot judge myself. I cannot judge others. And I can remember that the only place I am is where I'm sitting. And that 360 is the placement where I create my life every day. Love and namaste. See you next Sunday live.